You guys literally have no idea. Nobody knows. Literally nobody knows how fucking happy I am. Dude. Holy shit. Let me show you guys something. Okay, 2013. I want Pikmin 4 on the next console, not the Wii U again. Can't wait till Pikmin 4, October 1st, 2013. Possibility of Pikmin 4, November 2013. Responding to Nintendo Direct. Pikmin 4, Pikmin 4, Pikmin 4, December 2013. Actually, instead of Pikmin 4, they should make New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe or Luigi U size DLC for Pikmin 3 and continue that story with Louie. They did that in Pikmin 3 Deluxe, like 7 years later. Pikmin 4, Sonic Adventure 3, and Mario Sunshine 2 should all come out for Wii U at some point. Stop all production on other games to work on Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 Black Flag, obviously referencing Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag that came out that same year. There'll probably be an announcement of Pikmin Shorts release. Pikmin Amiibo, an extremely slight chance of Pikmin 4 at Direct, November 2014. This comment on Pikmin 4 My Nintendo News post explains my feelings on the situation. Pikmin 4 speculation 2015. Nintendo Direct predictions. Pikmin 4, Pikmin 4, Pikmin. It was a meme for me to predict Pikmin 4 every Nintendo Direct. That's why, you know, I got it right this time, but I've been saying it every one. You know, 2015. Show more Pikmin 4. You kind of get the idea. 2016, Pikmin 4. 2017. See, it just became a meme at this point. Guaranteed it's gonna come out and be announced. So yeah. Honestly, if Pikmin 3 or Pikmin 4 comes out December 31st, 2023, I'll still be satisfied because I've been waiting for so long. But I hope it comes out like within the first half of the year. Realistically, I think it's going to come out in like August or September. But regardless, I think within a year I'm going to be playing Pikmin 4, and that's mind-blowing to me. I fucking hate modern Nintendo fans over some mediocrity. Lord have mercy. Xenoblade fan. You've probably fapped to— Yeah, I already knew it. You fapped to the Xenoblade girls. Yeah, I already know. Yeah, you're a fucking— You probably are like— Yeah, you fucking suck. Yeah, let's discuss a little bit about this. So first off, the graphics are really fucking good. I didn't think that the graphics would look this good. Considering, like, the graphical jump between, like, the power jump, like, hardware-wise from Wii U to Switch is pretty minimal. Even though it has been 9 years and graphics have evolved a lot since then, I'm surprised that they got a game looking this good on Switch. And I'm really glad they're putting in the time to make the game look good and not half-assing it like they are with the Mario Kart 8 Booster Pack. Or, you know, because Nintendo's been slacking in the graphics department on that. So I'm glad it looks, like, really good as, like, Nintendo can reasonably make it on that hardware. Obviously, it doesn't look like Death Stranding good, or, like, other, like, Horizon Zero Dawn, or not Horizon Forbidden West good. But, you know, for the hardware it's on, like, obviously PS5 is way more powerful than shit. So this game feels a lot more like open and big. It looks like there's just kind of nothing in it, but I imagine the world's gonna be more filled, and just for this trailer they kind of made it a little more empty. So what's interesting is that we're like in someone's backyard or like at a park or whatever, and in previous Pikmin games, at least like the main areas, it's usually like the kind of fence or area you're around is it's just kind of like some random area like in the middle of nowhere. It's not like specifically a park or someone's backyard or whatever. Now, obviously, like in the caves and like in mission mode levels or bingo battle modes or whatever, you're sometimes like in like a kid's playroom or in a sandbox or what have you. But in the main game, it's usually just like a kind of whatever area. But here we have like more context of like kind of where we are, which is kind of interesting. I don't know how that's gonna play out, if that means the game is gonna be more open or if it just like looks different. Because we've never really had like a fence like this, you know, in like an area like this in the main game or the main areas of the game. I think it's a little weird that they took out the flowers and like the Pikmin logo, but well, at least like the 4 is still there, right? And yeah, they glow yellow. I was wondering why that shit glowed yellow in Pikmin 3 Deluxe logo, and we never really got an answer, so I guess it relates to something in Pikmin 4. Still weird that's in Pikmin 3 Deluxe logo, though. Fuck. I feel like the announcement could have been better, honestly. I mean, Pikmin 3 was way bigger than this. But, I mean, Pikmin is a low-key franchise for Nintendo. It makes sense that they would announce it in this way, but, like, fuck. I hope the franchise becomes big off this game. I doubt it, though, but, you know. This is a chance to shine.
Right. Pikmin 4 will launch in 2023. We won't be showing any gameplay today. However, you'll be able to play like this, from the Pikmin's perspective.
Yeah. So, yeah, another thing I hope about this game is that I hope that the white Pikmin, the purple Pikmin, the winged Pikmin, and the rock Pikmin aren't sidelined for 2 new types. Like they were in Pikmin 3. I hope that in the field there's more than 100 Pikmin limit. You can have more than 100 Pikmin. And I hope the areas are bigger to compensate for that. It looks like the areas are really big. But I hope that there isn't just 4 areas like this size based on like the screenshot, like assuming we're in the middle of the map and there's like just as much behind. I hope there isn't a map of that size and there's just 4 of them, and that's it. Why am I tired? Because I got 4 hours of sleep. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably go back to bed after the stream. Anyway. Yeah, I hope the game's like longer, more meaty, and there isn't just 4 of these areas, cause like, I don't know, I want something more substantial. I want a legitimate evolution of the series and like something to like push it forward instead of just more of the same. I mean, more of the same would be great, but
near the ground,
you know, I don't want it to just be like, oh, this game is just like serving Pikmin fans and that's it. Like, I want it to like actually like do something with the game that makes it like fresh and worth there being a sequel, right? Pikmin always deserves a sequel no matter what, because the game is so good and I can't get enough of it, but you know, for people who aren't hyper fans like me who will play anything Pikmin, I hope that there's something like substantial enough that'll give people a reason to buy this one, even if they've already like bought Pikmin 3, you know.
I also made a new t-shirt.
Yes.
Nintendo Switch has made controlling the game simpler, meaning you can further concentrate on the core essence of Pikmin gameplay. We call it Dandori in Japanese, or strategically planning, deploying, and commanding the Pikmin. I hope you're all looking forward to Pikmin 4. Thank you, Mr. Koizumi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Miyamoto.
Pikmin 4 has been in development for so long, this game better be... I mean, the graphics look polished as fuck. I hope everything about this game is polished as fuck. And I don't doubt it will be, because, like, they probably could have pushed this game out, like, years and years ago, but they just put it on the back burner because, like, lower priority. And since it's lower priority, they can take as much time as they want to make it perfect for when it comes out, because there's no rush to take it out. That's, like, I guess one small upside to being an unpopular franchise, is that they'll take as much time as they want to make sure it's perfect and not rush it out the door. But even if the franchise was popular, I don't think they'd do that. I think they'd just, like, put more manpower on it and put it, like, higher up on the schedule, and it would just come out with the same level of quality, but faster and more frequently. So, yeah, I really want Pikmin to, like, become a big franchise. I don't know. Hopefully after this announcement, we see an uptick in people playing Pikmin Bloom, which is free, or downloading a Pikmin 3 demo and then buying it after because they like it. Honestly, yeah, if you're interested in Pikmin at all, Pikmin 3 is on sale. That's amazing. You should buy Pikmin 3 Deluxe. But if you want to test out first, play the demo, by all means. But yeah, I think everyone should play Pikmin. Also, Tinykin is another game like Pikmin that's really good. There's a demo too on Steam. You should play that too. Alright. Okay, so those are all the announcements. Let's see what other people's reactions are now.
So there I was. I sat in the Direct and wasn't really expecting much. You know, just a Nintendo Direct. Just living my life. I've been playing Breath of the Wild recently, so I was kind of looking forward to maybe a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer, and we got that, which is amazing. Super excited. Now around, 3/4 in the way of the Direct, Miyamoto's like, Pikmin. Like, he's talking about the Mario movie very briefly, and then he talks about Pikmin. He just brings up Pikmin, and for, you know, just a split second, you know, you go, what? Whoa, he said the word. He said the word Pikmin. But then he starts talking about Pikmin Bloom. And it's like, oh, okay. It's just Pikmin Bloom. He just wants to advertise Pikmin Bloom. It's been out for ages though, so I don't understand why, but whatever. You know, it's Pikmin Bloom, cool, whatever. And after teasing us about Pikmin Bloom for a few minutes, then he actually does it. Like, Pikmin 4 is then he actually shows Pikmin 4. I'll be honest, when he says now to the main event, I could have sworn, okay, he's just, now that he's talked about Pikmin Bloom, he's just gonna go talk about the Mario movie or whatever. No. What?
Yeah, so that was, like,
Obviously,
so many people's reaction, because, like, we never... It's been so long that we just, like, never expect it. We have, like, so low expectations. Like, even in my reaction, I was like, if it's just the Pikmin Bloom promotion, I'm not even mad. Because, like, it's good to promote Pikmin.
First thing we see is the beautiful, like, kind of looks like the Garden of Hope environment, and you got the butterfly. I've been out of the Pikmin zone for a while. I forgot what they're called. Hang on, give me a second. You see the unmarked Spectralid? That's it, the unmarked Spectralid. Can't believe I had to think about that. I guess I'm a fake Pikmin fan now. Anyway, of course, it's Pikmin, and it looks like... What? This is on Nintendo Switch. I don't know if this is pre-rendered or something, but it looks amazing. Like, it looks gorgeous. This first shot, of course, looks absolutely stunning. The lighting is gorgeous. I mean, Pikmin 3 Deluxe looks pretty good, but this looks way better than that. Like, this is next level. I don't think there's any Switch games that look this good. And then we get this nice shot from, like, under a park bench. It kind of looks like that. You got some dwarf bulbs in the distance. They're just dwarf red bulbs. And this looks really, really similar to, like, Garden of Hope and some of the Pikmin 3 mission mode stages that have those, like, brick walls. It looks pretty much identical to that, but it's obviously not the same. But we'll have to wait and see. This could always just be like a demo map. There's still like another year, or approximately, until this game comes out, so who knows what this could be. And then lastly, we just get this really like highly detailed. If the game looks like this when you play it, that's insane. You can see on the stopwatch on the left there, it says 10:08 exactly. That could be a release date, and that's what I'm theorizing. I made a little post on Twitter about it, because
10:08. Oh, so October 10th. Or October 8th.
I think that could be the release date. Obviously, it says 2023. So the release date in 2023. So we're looking at waiting probably another year and a month or so. That's what I'm guessing. Could be wrong. I mean, it just seems oddly, perfectly positioned, this frame.
That seems like the latest release date. I think it'll be out before November 2023. I don't know. It'll come out sometime that year, so I'm happy.
with the Bulbob.
I hope
almost in
it's the
center.
first half of the year, though. I hope it's like March or something, like a good game we can play like early in the year. But with how they didn't give a specific release date, I doubt it. I feel like, because they announced Kirby Forgotten Land in September and gave a specific release date of March. So if it was like the same kind of turnaround for Pikmin 4, I feel like they would have given a release date. So I'm pretty sure it's the second half.
And then the top left, you got this clock that is stuck at a set time. Like, I mean, come on. They're trying to say something. 10:08 means something. Surely, right? Obviously, I could be wrong. This whole YouTube theorizing thing is stupid anyway. But I kind of want to talk about the style a little bit. It looks a lot like the Link's Awakening remake. It kind of had that like cartoonish, plasticky look. The Bulbob kind of looks plasticky. And I'm not a huge fan of that. I kind of like the more realistic direction they went in Pikmin 3, where it wasn't. They didn't look like kind of flat like they did in 1 and 2. Obviously, in 1 and 2, that was due to limitations. And in 3, they have the high quality realistic textures, and I think those look a lot better than this plasticky look. But who knows? We've got barely any footage to work with here. This video is kind of pointless. If
Brittany here is clearly in a different style. It might not be Brittany.
I'm going to be honest with you, I just want you to know that yes, I am still alive, and yes, I'm aware Pikmin 4 has come out. Anyway. So yeah, I think it looks cool, and I do want to talk more about it, but there just really isn't much to say, so I'll come back when they start releasing some more information, but until then, I'm just going to keep an eye on my break.
Okay, here we have a reaction from a Pikmin hacker. This person hacks Pikmin 3 very well. Wait, why is it like sped up?
What is it?
Oh no, okay. Okay.
Is it Mario? Holy shit! Holy shit! Wait! There's Bulborbs! Is this Pikmin Blue?
The fucking trumpet.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
That's everyone's
Holy shit!
reaction, cause like yes is like finally, dude. It's like it's like with every fiber of my body, it was like I was screaming out to the world yes, like all my energy was coming out of my mouth. Cause like it's just like finally, dude. It's
Oh my God, finally,
hype and release.
Announcement! That's it?
That's right. Pikmin 4 will launch.
No
Yes.
fucking way!
We won't be showing any gameplay today. However, you'll be able to play like this, from the Pikmin's
that Brittany?
perspective near the ground. I also made a new T-shirt.
Hell yeah, I want that
Nintendo Switch has made controlling the
T-shirt.
game simpler, meaning you can further concentrate on the core essence of Pikmin gameplay.
What?
Dude, like Pikmin 3 Deluxe was so refined in the way you like move around. Maybe he's referring to the improvements made there, but obviously with like a game made from the ground up with any improvements in mind, they'll be implemented much better. So I'm excited for like all the stuff that like Miyamoto's teasing here, like to make it even more intuitive. Because the issue with Pikmin, like the biggest issue with Pikmin, is just like how much things can be optimized, like UI-wise and like strategy-wise and stuff like that. I feel like there's always stuff to improve in that category, even in ways that I can't think of. So I'm glad they're continuing to try and refine that.
Call it Dandori in Japanese, or strategically planning, deploying, and commanding the Pikmin. I hope you're all looking forward to Pikmin 4.
Pikmin!
Thank you, Mr. Koizumi.
Oh my God!
Thank you
Yes!
very much, Mr.
Finally an
Miyamoto.
announcement! I'm gonna freaking die,
Let's
man!
move on to some more headlines.
Oh my God! I guess I have to do it. I didn't think it was gonna happen, but I think I'm gonna have to freaking die now. Oh my God! Thanks for watching. See you next time.
He's gonna face reveal, dude. Damn. Okay. Next reaction. I am still trembling. Fuck, I hate that the last 7 minutes of my fucking... I'm gonna say that so much, dude. Over the course of time. Like, the last 7... Fuck, man. Why did it, like, corrupt or cut out?
I think we're gonna get wave race. I think we're gonna get wave race, guys.
You should have put wave race in the middle, bro. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, is this, like, the full Nintendo Direct reactions? Okay, I just want to see the Pikmin 4 part.
Movie
No,
will be
they're gonna
System
talk
Boundaries
about
from
it!
Illumination will release next
Bro!
Is this
Bro!
This is Pikmin Bloom. It's a smart device game we started with Niantic late last year, in which players all over the world are planting flowers.
Okay.
Here's a quick rundown.
Cause look at this guy's icon. His icon is a pink Pikmin. So yeah.
Of the game for those who have yet
Okay.
to play it. Pikmin Bloom is a smart device game
Okay.
that uses your location.
Miyamoto, I swear to
Walking
God,
outside, you can
I
find
will
them,
hunt you down
raise them,
if
and
this
put
is
them
all you have to
together.
share with us. Bro,
Photos with
Kyle,
no
I
way!
think-
I don't know what to say.
There's
I'm
flowers
actually
on
just
here.
really upset right now. I'm
You'll
like
also see the
beyond
number of
upset.
steps you've taken that day.
I could cry right now.
Now to the main event. Please
Oh,
take a look at this.
Wait.
Oh, Pikmin 4! Pikmin 4! It's happening! It's happening! Bro! No!
We
way!
win!
Oh my God! Yes! Yes!
So happy for you.
Let's
Next year
go.
too. I'm so happy for you.
Why?
That's right.
Bro!
Dude, why is everyone like, I'm so happy for you? You guys gotta get hyped too! Get on the Pikmin train, it's never too late. Download the demo now! Guys, it's never too late! It's never too late! It's never too late! It's never fucking too late! It's never too late!
I don't want to play as Brittany!
I also made a new
It's
t-shirt.
fine. Give me
Nintendo
your
Switch has made
shirt!
control-
Pikmin 4 is real!
Pikmin 4 is real.
Pikmin 4 is real!
To the next
I'm
level.
so happy for you. I'm so happy for you.
I'm gonna cry! I
Graphics
thought Cloud
and
was a Kingdom
updated
Hearts
combat
character.
system. The
Huh?
journey of world.
Tell-
Holy shit, holy shit. I might have had the most insane reaction online to this. Well, his was pretty insane too. Fuck man, I wish the whole 7 minutes saved, whatever. I kinda repeated what I said there and here. My whole channel's name is based on Pikmin. Out on it. So I decided on other characters and just talking about Nintendo news in general. During this time, he wanted to also create a Let's Play channel as Let's Plays were blowing up back then. But he needed an idea for a new channel.
Hello, this Bowblax here, and I'm here for my new Let's Play of Pikmin 2 for the Wii, right after Pikmin 1 for the Wii, so let's get started. I did just get this game, it just came out today, but I did play the original game multiple times, so yeah. Anyways, let's get started.
So yeah, needless to say, with the abrasiveness of my commentary... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Out on it. So I just... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No, not most popular. All this.
If there was an onion in the way, I would throw it exactly right down there. And as you can see, if it goes really far away, it goes into two things. One is for throwing, and the other one's for calling. You can call with the big one, and throw with the little one. You can only throw certain controls we don't need to know. They just repeat the controls like 3 times in this. Whatever. On this...
What else do we have? Yes, I let's played this game, 34 dislikes, the bug. Yeah, this has 15k views, which was a lot for 2012, because I was like the first one to record like a let's play or in playthrough of the Wii version of Pikmin 2.
The
Wii version of
onion
Pikmin 2
ejected just
came
right
out
according
June
to all of our
2012.
report. It can
June
be
10th.
flushed with, and we can just go over here.
Bobby. Ballboard.
The waiting mode, you can go here and command stuff.
So yeah. Alright, what do we have? Trying to look for something specific. We have my first ever playthrough of Pikmin 3. And my first reaction to it live on the channel. I'm gonna do the same for Pikmin 4. On this channel specifically. I don't care if I make money off it. It has to be on this channel. Pikmin. I started my Pikmin speculation series. Obviously, talking about Pikmin 4 7 years ago.
Hello, this is Bowblax here for a speculation video on the rumored new Pikmin game coming out. So, let's get started. On November 6th, Miyamoto mentioned that a new Pikmin
Nothing visual happens here except for this, so...
game for the Wii U is in development in a Q&A. Now, I would make a video just based off this information, but then the video would be 20 seconds long. It'd be like, oh, Miyamoto, it's coming out soon, I don't know anything about it. So, obviously, I waited for some more information. Luckily, some more information came out. On NintendoEverything.com, there was a post that showed all the Nintendo EAD teams and all the games they've worked.
Normal. I just got over being sick, so I apologize beforehand if my voice isn't normal. I just got over being sick, so I apologize if my voice sounds any different in this following video. Hello, this is Bowblax here. A month ago, Miyamoto stated in an interview that was actually back in July that Pikmin 4 is very close to completion. In my mind, this means
Very close. Oh, wait, listen to this. Listen to this.
that Pikmin 4 will be officially announced anytime. Like, the next Nintendo Direct, the next big Nintendo news dump, Pikmin 4 will be revealed officially and shown everything. So before that happens, I'm going to tell you...
I rushed this video because I thought it would be announced at any time. I thought it would come out and be announced, like, within any time from that point on, so I rushed this video out.
15 things that I want to see in Pikmin 4. Now, this list is not going to be in any particular order, so it's not a...
So I'm gonna see if I still agree with this list. We'll watch this video. It's like 30 minutes. We'll watch it on 1.5, and then I'll be done for this stream. But yeah, I'm very curious on what my wants for the game was like 7 years ago.
15 is just 15. And all these wants are going to be based off the idea that Pikmin 4 will be almost exactly like Pikmin 3 was. So this is just what I want to change from Pikmin 3 over to Pikmin 4. So yeah.
Sorry, I can't make it louder because I'm already on max volume.
Anyways, let's get started. The first thing is bring back C-Stick Pikmin control. In Pikmin 1 and 2, you could control the Pikmin with the C-Stick or on the Wii version by holding down on the D-pad and pointing around. And that was super precise control. It was basically like using the one analog stick to move Olimar and one...
Okay, so in Pikmin 3 Deluxe, this was actually my wish came true to an extent. So in Pikmin 3, instead of swarming, everything's based on a charge that you have to do, and you have to lock onto an enemy and then shake the nunchuck to do. But in Pikmin 3 Deluxe, they still had that, but then they also added the ability to charge without locking on, just like off the blue with one press of a button in whatever direction that you're pointing. So that satisfies the urge, the issue I had here that I'm addressing in point 1. Obviously not the exact same as Pikmin 1 and 2, but the best that they could do given the design of Pikmin 3. And I wouldn't mind it coming back in that form in Pikmin 4.
It was genius. But then in Pikmin 3...
So Pikmin 3 Deluxe did fix this.
They removed that mechanic for a new mechanic, which is basically locking on, then shaking...
Which obviously wasn't out by the time this video was I mean, the Switch wasn't even out till 2 years after this video.
The nunchuck or whatever button you have for your control scheme, and then the Pikmin charge it. That is fine, but using it to replace a C-stick control is a little weird in my opinion. Personally, I love the locking on mechanic.
So an issue I had as a YouTuber back then is that I always had, like, it's good to have high energy for videos, but I was always, like, high energy. It seemed like I was always out of breath and, like, way too hype with every single sentence I did.
I love it a lot. It is great. But I do not think, and the charging mechanic is also great, but I do not think
I'm
that they should
just
have
yelling all
removed
the time.
C-stick control. I would love it if you could lock onto something, you could control the Pikmin with the C-stick to attack, or you could charge, either one. Or you could not lock on at all, and then use the C-stick. Because sometimes you want to move and manipulate the Pikmin without necessarily attacking something, and you couldn't really do that in Pikmin 3, except for with the dodge whistle kind of, but that was an upgrade you got later on. Obviously, the way the game was designed, it wasn't a huge deal, but, I would personally like to see more control over the Pikmin.
You say child, Bowblax, but I'm 18 in this video, I'm pretty sure. 2015, 1997. Yeah. Yeah, I was 18 in this.
Because the Pikmin pathing was greatly improved from Pikmin 2 to 3.
As an adult.
I do think that they should still have that option for people who want to more precisely control their Pikmin. Number 2 is bring back caves. I was shocked that caves did not come back from Pikmin 2. 18? Yeah, well, I'm 25 now, so... Caves expanded the gameplay and overall length of a Pikmin game without having to make, like, overload us with, overworld content. Like, in Pikmin 1, 2, and... So for bringing back caves, my take on this now is I would like them back, but if they have a different way to pad out the game time to be longer or just as long as Pikmin 2 or similar length to Pikmin 2, I'm fine with them not specifically bringing caves back, but I would like way more content in the story mode. So either bring back caves or make the game longer in another way. In my opinion, you don't sound 18? Yeah, I didn't sound 18 when I was 18, and I don't sound 25 when I'm 25. I always sound like 5 years younger than I am. Maybe the weed made my voice deeper? Nah. All have like around the same amount of overworld area, except probably a lot more. Also, like the approach I was taking to speaking was just like different as well. Like I was all like hyped up and ready to go. Yeah, dude, I can't wait. I hope they bring. It's hard for me to do a higher voice now because I've been so used to doing a lower one, but it's like, yeah, I hope they bring back the caves. Yeah, the caves are gonna be great. Oh, yeah, Pikmin is great. I love guys, I'm so hyped for Pikmin. I'm so hyped for Pikmin. I'm so great that these caves are gonna be back in Pikmin, you know. But, is the mic, and also, I intentionally tried to put on a deeper voice for videos. And after just talking naturally with, or talking intentionally with a deeper voice for so long, it just kind of naturally became my default voice. And it's hard for me to go back, I guess. It's kind of like when you're, I guess, transitioning or whatever, and you try to, like, change your voice to be, like, more high-pitched or more deep, depending on which way you're transitioning. It's like that. I kind of trained my voice to be deeper. The areas were bigger, but still around the same. But I guess it did deepen naturally too. I don't know. Expand that by just having more raw gameplay, not more puzzles and more like. It's the mic too, as well. Like raw tests of your combat skill and trying to find treasures. It's like a lot of mini challenges that don't really have any clever puzzles that you do have above ground. And personally, I do prefer above ground gameplay, but having those extra caves on top of that just lengthens the game more. Some people may say it's like artificially padding, but personally, I just like more of a challenge in trying to 100% my game. And something that could change from Pikmin 2 to Pikmin 4 is make caves more optional. Kind of like how the main objective in Pikmin 3 was more to get the Cartridge Drive key and find Olimar and stuff, and then the fruit was just side stuff. You needed fruit to survive, but you could like beat the game with only getting 3, 5 fruit, depending on how fast you were. So and getting the rest of the fruit was more optional. Having all those optional stuff in caves would be great for people who don't like them and do like them. A nice compromise, in my opinion. And there's like no audio cuts. All the uhs and ums are still there. Unnecessarily pad out the game, in my opinion. And also, there is 7 main types of Pikmin now. There's purple, white, winged, rock, and then red, blue, yellow. With all those Pikmin, plus probably more that they're gonna add, they need more room for extra trials for them. So, having all those, like, obstacles for the specific Pikmin colors would be nice to have. And that brings me to point number 3. Make all 7 types. I think if you have a soft voice, you are used to having to strain, having a strained higher pitch to be heard as well. I don't remember, it was so long ago. Pikmin playable in story mode, purples, rocks. Okay, all Pikmin. Yeah, this is what I said earlier in the stream, of my own volition. Without, like, prompting from this video. Yeah, I want all the Pikmin types to be playable in the story mode. 100%, I don't want them to get shafted like the whites and purples did in Pikmin
3, and I have a feeling that I feel like that would only happen if they increase the field limit. Because if you have so many types of Pikmins and the limit's 100, it just like whittles down the amount of each type you can have on a field, kind of overall. So I think it'll only happen if they expand the field limit, which I do want them to do, and I'll mention later in this video. But I do have a good feeling about this stuff because, you know, white Pikmin and purple Pikmin and rock Pikmin and wing Pikmin are just as prevalent as the first 3 types in Pikmin Bloom. So, you know, if they do increase... It completely depends on if they increase the field limit. If they don't, I think it's just going to be red, white, or red, blue, yellow, and then the 2 new types, with the other types in other modes. But I hope it isn't the case.
Winged, the 3 main colors, bring them...
Now, winged and purple can still stay rare. They don't need their own onion. They can have, like, be, like, rare, only obtainable from candy pops, buds, but, I still want them in the game,
all
you know?
back. Preferably, I'd like them to all have their own onion, but some people in the Pikmin community have been mentioning that having 7 types of Pikmin may be an overload, so I may suggest to keep all of them in story mode, maybe bring back the Candy Pop exclusive Pikmin, like have whites and purples only obtainable through Candy Pop buds, like in Pikmin 2, because in Pikmin 2 you can never really have a nice, like, constant over 100 amount of whites and purples just because you only could make them from converting other types of Pikmin through Candy Pop buds, so maybe they could, make purples and whites cave candy.
I don't think my voice is that terrible in this video, though. I think this video is 100% watchable still, even with this, like, more annoying voice.
New type of Pikmin, Candy Pop Bud exclusive, and then another new type of Pikmin not Candy Pop Bud exclusive, so you'd have, like, say...
And people always say, like, oh, I wish I had a nice voice like Bowblax because it's so good for Twitterverses, and I'm, like, worried about making videos in my voice, like, bruh. This is 4 years into my YouTube career, and I'm still sounding like this, like...
You'd have 6
it just takes
onion
time.
Pikmin and then like 4 Candy Pop Bud exclusive Pikmin, something like that. That'd be pretty cool in my opinion. It wouldn't be as much of an overload. Maybe make
17k views is really good for back then.
Spread out so you can't get as much as you got of purples and whites in Pikmin 2. You could also make the new Pikmin types that come from Candy Pop Buds more niche in their functionality. Like, you don't need them to beat the game. Going back to the optional cave thing, you don't need them to beat the game, but they're good against certain enemies. Say, like, how rocks are really good against Wally.
Yeah, I didn't like my own voice for the longest time either, but I was just like, fuck it, I want to make videos and I gotta talk, so gotta suck it up and do it.
Because they can't be crushed or something like that, but there's no, like, obstacle that is required for them to be used, except for getting an optional fruit or optional treasure or optional of whatever the collectible will be in Pikmin 4. So that is a great way of bringing back all the Pikmin, adding new ones without having it to be an overload. Also, this gets into another point of mine. Number 4, extend the 100 Pikmin limit. If you extend the 100 Pikmin limit, you'll have more options. Not necessarily make it unlimited. Maybe make the limit 500 Pikmin, 300 Pikmin, maybe if we're going even farther, 1,000 Pikmin. Because then you can have more types of Pikmin without limiting the number of Pikmin you can have on the field, because I kind of get why they only had...
Also, if the areas are bigger, extending the limit's going to be important too. Because they're probably going to have at least 3 captains again. They could add a 4th. And then if the areas are like as big as they showed in the image, I wish it was like an easier way for me to get to the image. Fuck. Because it's not in the actual, like, trailer. It's only in the full direct.
Pikmin's perspective.
Okay. So, like, this area is pretty big. I think there could be, like, a limit of, like, 500 Pikmin, 4 captains, and you, like, command them to, like, do the go here thing, like in Pikmin 3, and, like, get them to go all over the map. Because the thing in Pikmin 3 is that the maps were big, but they were all, like, segmented off with, like, these weird, like, loading things. I want those to be gone. I feel like that was a technical, only there out of technical limitations. The weird transitions. I want the map to just be more open, kind of like a Mario 64 level or something like that. It looks like there's a lot less walls, too. That's something I've noticed, because, like, a lot of the Pikmin levels in 1, 2, and 3, they're like corridors, right? They're kind of just like fancy corridors and maybe like one kind of big circular area. But here, like occasionally, but here it's it seems more open-ended and less like walled off. So I feel like that could introduce a lot more. It could introduce the possibility of having more Pikmin to manage, more different Pikmin types, more captains, just make the game bigger overall. I know for maybe casuals that would be like a little overwhelming, because I know a lot of people just play Pikmin like they would a Zelda or Mario, not really focusing on switching captains, just playing casually or whatever. But I think the game would still be playable in that way, but then there'd be that option to kind of like multitask and be strategic if you want to, right? So that's what I hope it's like. Again, like the potential for Pikmin in my head has like went through the roof ever since I played this new game called Tinykin. It came out on Steam like in August last month, and it's like a pretty short game, but it's kind of like Mario 64 mixed with Pikmin. It doesn't play like Pikmin that much. In some ways it does, but it's not like a strategy game. But it is like, it's basically like there's about 4 or 5 like worlds that are pretty like open, and I'd say like probably as big as like what we're seeing here right on screen. And you can accomplish the tasks in any order, and you collect these like little tinykin guys throughout the level, and you need like certain amounts to move certain things or progress to certain places in the level. But it's not really like Pikmin, because like it's not about like killing enemies or like being strategic or like keeping up your numbers or whatever, because there's no enemies in the game. It's more like a collectathon, and one of the things you collect are the tinykin, which can help you break down gates and carry things or whatever in order for you to collect more things. So it's kind of more like Mario Odyssey, but like with Pikmin-esque elements. But it also is kind of based in, you know, you're tiny and you're in a human house, right? But you're tiny, so it has that same like vibe or whatever. I'll show you it. I'll show you it on Steam real quick, just so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. If it will load. Yeah, so this is the game. It's pretty short, but it's really, really fun. The art style is great too. So yeah, it's more like a platformer. What's the actual gameplay? There we go. There's a platformer, but these guys help you like unlock things. So yeah. Anyway.
And 5 types of Pikmin in Pikmin 3, because there was 100 Pikmin to a limit, and the most you can have of every type on the field is 20. Shrinking that anymore is kind of like, But if you extend the 100 Pikmin limit, it won't be a problem. The reason the 100 Pikmin limit was there in the first place, besides for gameplay reasons on the GameCube, was because of limitations. You can have too much stuff on screen. But with the Wii U or whatever system this is going to be on, except for maybe the new 3DS, I'm pretty sure you could safely extend the 100 Pikmin limit without overloading the game. Although there was some lag in Pikmin 3 in some areas, but I don't think an extended Pikmin limit would bother that too much. So yeah, I want them to extend the limit. Now number 5 is for online story mode.
So we actually did get this in Pikmin 3 Deluxe, but just not online. Oh, we need online for the competitive mode in Pikmin 4, whatever that ends up being. We just, for any multiplayer mode in Pikmin 4, they gotta add online. I'm tired of this shit.
Co-op. I talk more about this in my multiple squads.
I'm tired of this look. I can't believe they didn't add online in Bingo Battle. They need to go back and add online in Bingo Battle like they did go back to Super Mario Party and do that. And they did do that right before the release of Super Mario or Mario Party Superstars, which had online. So I really want them to do that same approach with Pikmin 3 Deluxe and Pikmin 4. They should have announced an online update for Pikmin 3 Deluxe to tie us over.
Speculation video, which you can see right here. I'll put an annotation
Like
right
in
now.
this
But
track.
online co-op story mode would be great.
E3 2015, 2016, 2017? Apparently 2022, Jesus.
I was super surprised that there wasn't just normal local.
I remember making that thumbnail and I thought I was really stretching by saying 2017. It was like almost a meme, but you know.
Pikmin 3, because especially if they extend the amount of captains to maybe like 4 or 5, this would make a lot of sense. Having a story mode co-op. Because there's co-op already in mission mode, so why not have it in story mode? In my mind, there was no reason not to have it in Pikmin 3. Of course, it wouldn't be required, it'd just be nicer to have multiple.
Well, they did add it to
using
Pikmin
multiple
3
captains
and
that
Pikmin
have
3
these
Deluxe,
switching between people, because, like, you should have the option to do that. Like, it makes complete sense to have somebody help you out, just like in mission mode, in story mode. It boggles my mind why it wasn't in Pikmin 3, but, yeah, and then just have that online. Amazing, dude. Amazing. It'd be so much fun. It brings so much more to the Pikmin franchise, and it'd make the series
Yep.
a lot more fun.
What did I even say there? It brings so much more what to the franchise?
Even if Pikmin's amazing, dude. Amazing.
I'm like spurging out.
So much fun. It brings so much more to the Pikmin franchise. Amazing. It'd be so much fun. It brings so much more to the...
Wait.
Pikmin, so much more to the Pikmin franchise.
Oh, it'll just bring so much more to the Pikmin franchise.
And it'd make the series in general a lot more fun. Even if Pikmin 4 is worse than Pikmin 3, if it had online story mode co-op and make up for all of that, just because that'd just be so fun. Like, oh my god, I love that. And Nintendo hasn't really done that in the past, but now that Triforce Heroes is coming out, a game that is solely based on online multiplayer co-op, I have more hope.
Remember that game, Triforce Heroes?
It is at least local co-op. Something that is similar to the last point, number 6, online bingo battle. Bingo battle is such a fun multiplayer mode.
This is the thing I want the most out of the Pikmin franchise. I'm not gonna lie. Fuck, they really need to add to Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
It expands everything from the two-player battle mode in Pikmin 2 and makes it just so much
Thank
better.
you, Oreo
There's
EP.
multiple types of Pikmin. That is like, in my opinion...
I am very excited, but I only got 4 hours of sleep, so I'm kind of like dead. I'm just gonna finish watching this video I made in 2015 about what I want in Pikmin 4, and then I'm gonna dip, and I'll probably just talk about this like more in depth, I guess, during my drama streams occasionally. Alright, Oreo.
The most fun mode in Pikmin ever. The problem is, it is local, and not a lot of people I know locally are good at Pikmin. So why not bring it online? It is perfect, just like online.
The thing, I could get so competitive with Pikmin Bingo Battle, because there's so many elements to it that you can get really good at, like memorizing, like, so with Bingo Battle, the way it works is that you have specific tasks that you need to do on your bingo board in order to get a bingo, but if you do a task that's, it'll check it off on your bingo board, but exit out on the other person's bingo board. So you either want to go for what you can do in order to win the fastest, or do other tasks that can block off the other person from getting a bingo, right? And each map has various variations. I think like it's like a randomizer between like 1 to 3 variations or something like that. But if you memorize the variations, and, you know, some things are easier to kill than others, like some is more of like a boss enemy you need to beat, or some are just like one-hit enemies, but they're all like valued the same as like just a piece on the board. So if you like go into a game, memorize where certain things are, and then kind of like analyze your bingo board really fast to see what's like the easiest line to get, like the one with like the easiest enemies to kill, kind of memorize where they are in the generated in the map that generated for the match, you could be able to like beat the game really fast and be really competitive with it. But the thing is, it's local. So, like, I could get super competitive with the game, but I'm already good enough to beat everyone without even implementing that super min-max kind of competitive mindset. If the game was online and had ranked, like, holy shit, like, the amount of, like, skill and stuff, and being really good at Pikmin, playing Pikmin at a high level, you know, with like all the strategy in the back of your head, that's when the game gets really, really, really fun. Like me trying to do a speed run of Pikmin 3 in the least amount of days possible, because in Pikmin, each day is like 15-minute time interval. So it's not a speed run in the sense of like beating it the fastest in real time, but it's more like getting the minimum amount of days used possible in the game, and that's for all the Pikmin games, especially 3 and 1, less so 2. But I like 2 for other reasons. And trying to get that lowest day amount and trying to strategize everything in real time and figure out how to do everything in the fastest, most efficient way possible, switching between the captains with different squads and using different types or whatever, that is when the game is at its most fun. And I don't know where I was going with this, but oh yeah, so if Bingo Battle had online, then I would have a reason to get as good at the game as possible and play in that way as much as possible, and it would be so fun. It's the reason why League of Legends is my favorite game of all time. Now, comparing Pikmin to League of Legends, very different games, but the similarities are that, or maybe like Civilization or like competitive StarCraft would be like a better example, but I don't really play those games. I play Civ a little bit, but I've never played StarCraft. So League of Legends has this, like, obviously there's, like, a lot of micro mechanics and, like, abilities and champions and stuff like that. But overall, it's, like, about kind of managing the map and making sure that, like, you're pushing in all the lanes and, like, everything is, like, going smoothly over whatever, which is why I like playing jungle in League of Legends. So it has that kind of feel, and it's a competitive game, and that's why League of Legends is my favorite game. Because of that. But Pikmin 3 Deluxe would be my favorite game of all time if they had online Bingo Battle, because then I could actually... Because I like Pikmin's core gameplay better than League of Legends, but I just can't apply it competitively. Apparently it said I disconnected and reconnected. But hopefully everything... You know, you guys get the point.
Story mode co-op, there is no reason not to. It'd be pretty simple, in my opinion. You could each have your own gamepad, so you can use the Go Here feature with other captains more easily, because one of the problems with local Bingo Battle is that one person could have the gamepad, and then they'd have an advantage by having the map and the Go Here feature and stuff. And then one person...
Okay, that was fixed in Deluxe, but it's still not online.
But in online Bingo Battle, that wouldn't be a problem, because you'd have your own gamepad.
Well, and it's not going to be a problem at all, even locally, because there is no gamepad on Switch. But this was before the Switch even... This is 2 years before the Switch came out. We didn't even... Yeah, I was thinking of this in the sense it would come out on Wii U, so...
Also, Bill Trinan, in an IGN interview, mentioned that he wanted Bingo Battle to go into the esports scene like Smash Brothers has. I think Bingo Battle has a lot of competitive potential, just like Splatoon. Maybe not as much because it wasn't built from the ground up to be, like, super competitive, but it was just made for a multiplayer side thing, but they could expand so much on it and make it, like, another half of Pikmin. Like, half of Pikmin 4 is the main story mode, and then the second half of Pikmin is this online Bingo Battle multiplayer, like, big thing.
Yeah, I think really they could adapt Pikmin 100% into a game like Splatoon, where there's a me story mode, but the main thing is, like, the online multiplayer. Now, I don't think they're gonna... Obviously, for Pikmin 4, the game's always meant to be a single-player game first and foremost. I don't think it's gonna be like Splatoon, where it's like, you know, 20, 30, 40% focused on single-player, and the other 60+% focused on multiplayer. But it actually could be. It could be even like a 50-50 split. No, it could be as in, like... I think it would work like that. not as in like I think it's realistically gonna happen. In terms of realistically gonna happen, we'd be lucky, I think, if we even get online at all on it. But theoretically, the game I think would work really well as a multiplayer game, kind of like Mario Kart, you know. Well, I guess Mario Kart always had multiplayer in mind, but I really think Pikmin has a chance to be a really good online competitive game with ranking and everything if Nintendo decided to go that route. And since Splatoon's so successful, I hope they do go that route, but I don't think that they will. I honestly don't think that they will, but they should.
Thing. Like, if you can make it as big as Splatoon, oh my fucking god, that'd be so amazing. If they did bring Bingo Battle, I expect it to be like as big or as important as like Mario Kart Online or maybe Smash Bros Online, if we're lucky. But if they could make it as big and as involved as Splatoon, oh my god, dude, just so much potential in bringing Pikmin back. Bingo.
Jesus, I'm saying the exact same shit. Like, I'm pausing. Like, I'm saying the exact same shit I did like 7 years ago. Before I even like watch it to see if I said that.
We're only on number 6. We're not even halfway done. The next point is kind of a nitpick I had specifically.
You're like modern MLK when it comes to Nintendo and Pikmin. Hell yeah, dude. Honestly, if you play Pikmin Bingo Battle with like a confident player who also knows the game, which, to be fair, locally it's so hard to get that. This is such an underplayed franchise in general. On top of like having to find someone locally, but like, I don't know, you gotta play it to understand, man. But even if you play the single player, I guess you could get an idea of like how it could be.
Pikmin 3, this wasn't a problem in Pikmin 1 or 2, but keep all the onions or all the like discovery of Pikmin near the start of the game. One of the problems with Pikmin 3 for me is that you gained blue Pikmin like right before you were about to fight the final boss. Obviously there was a lot of fruit you needed to get in the game with blue Pikmin, so if you're going for 100%, it wouldn't be right before the final.
Yo, thank you JBB for the $10. What's good, Legend? What's up? What's up?
Boss would be more like 3/4 into the game, but the last type of Pikmin you got in Pikmin 3 was blue Pikmin, and you got it so late into the game.
So yeah, so this is big problem I had in Pikmin 3, and obviously couldn't be fixed in Deluxe because you'd have to change the game completely. But in the first 2 Pikmin games, you could get access to all of the Pikmin types pretty early on in the game, like within the first 10% of the game. You could get all the types, but in Pikmin 3, you get all the types like really near the very end, like when you're 80 to 85% into the game. I'd say you get all the access to all the types. Whereas in Pikmin 1 and 2, it's like 10% into the game or 20% into the game, I guess, for Pikmin 1 because it's so short. But it takes about like an hour to an hour and a half to get all the Pikmin types in the first 2 games. Whereas it takes a majority of the playtime in Pikmin 3 to do it. And I think this is an issue because once you get all the Pikmin types, the game really opens up in every way. Like, there's like, in earlier areas, obviously, there's certain places that you can't go until you have the last type of Pikmin. And then you go back and kind of rediscover it and stuff like that. And that's cool, but I want to have access to everything early because then the game kind of becomes open and you can finish anything in any order you want. And the world really becomes your oyster in terms of how you want to approach beating the game in the most efficient way possible or whatever way you want to. So I feel like it loses a lot of that freedom by waiting so long to get the last Pikmin type. Nintendo, when Pikmin 3 came out, was kind of in this phase where they were really like trying to make everything super easy for like new players to get into and really linear. It was during the New Super Mario Bros. Time, with New Super Mario Bros. Wii coming out, New Super Mario Bros. U coming out, Galaxy 2 coming out, becoming more linear. You know, it was during that kind of phase of Nintendo, but ever since 2017, with like Mario Odyssey and even like Splatoon 3 is a lot more open than its predecessors. Nintendo's been a lot better with that, and I think that if they have that same approach with Pikmin 4, it should be fine. So I am optimistic in this regard. Water Dancer, have you ever told you can be a great metal vocalist? No, no one's ever told me that. But thank you for the compliment.
Just until you get every type of Pikmin, there's just so many little limitations to getting certain fruit. And one of the things I liked about Pikmin 1 and 2 is that, like, within the first 5 days or within the first 3 days or whatever, you could get every single type of Pikmin, and then everything was open to you, and then you just played the game, and there's just so much content. You feel so limited beforehand. And I'm not saying for them to give me, oh, all the Pikmin on day 1, I'm so limited, blah, blah, blah. Of course, you have to have some progression in the game, but it's nice to have all the Pikmin types nearest to the start of the game, so you can just be more free throughout the entire game, have a less restrictive experience throughout the rest of the game. That's just a little nitpick of mine personally. I haven't seen much.
What's interesting about this video is I'm explaining, you hear me explain it now in present day, and then you hear me explain 2015. You can kind of tell, like, my improvement as a YouTuber in terms of, like, not just, like, my voice being more tolerable, obviously, that's a given, but, like, my articulation has improved a lot. So, yeah, you can tell I've been doing YouTube for, like, 11 years. Like, everyone's like, I wish I could be as successful as you. What's the secret to being good on YouTube or whatever? Practice, 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 practice. I wasn't... Whatever, like, good qualities you see in me as a YouTuber, they weren't there at the beginning. And it took a really long time to kind of gradually get to this point. And hopefully this stream can, you know, show that off.
People complain about it, but I'd like to hear your opinion about that in the comments. That is my number 6.
Not that I was really that bad at talking back then. I don't think I was. But
kind of another nitpick.
I think I'm better now, obviously.
But remove awkward map transitions in Pikmin 3.
Yes. Okay. So this is what I was saying earlier. Yeah. So in Pikmin 3, there's this weird thing where, like, the map is, like, sectioned off into weird, like, chunks. And the kind of screen kind of goes to black and then loads in again or whatever. And I think it's due to technical limitations. So hopefully that is fixed in Pikmin 4. Obviously it wasn't removed in Pikmin 3 Deluxe, so I don't know if that was because it was still a limitation or that it was, like, so ingrained into the gameplay that they didn't want to and the design of the game that they didn't want to change it. But I hope it's the latter because I didn't like that.
In the area, in area like a map that you landed in.
I can excuse it due to technical limitations, but if they, like, continue putting it in as, like, an artistic or creative choice, I just disagree.
There's a lot of there was, like, sub areas where you'd walk through.
Maybe I'll have footage of it happening, but it looks like I'm not, like, applying the footage properly to what I'm talking about. It seems like I just kind of slapped on the footage, so. But as soon as it comes up in the footage, excuse me, I'll let you know.
There was a little transition, and then you're, like, on a completely different part of the map. And if you look on the map, you kind of went through, like, a warp tunnel, and you're on, like, a completely different part of the map. And it had a bunch of, like, awkward mechanics with it, where it was like, when Pikmin walked through that transition, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm following a Pikmin carrying something back. They went through one of those transitions you went through, and you're like, where's your Pikmin? And then they're just, like, completely off the face of the earth. They're kind of, like, in the void traveling, and then they come out, like, a little delayed. It's kind of weird, and it's super annoying when you're trying to get all the Pikmin at the end of the day, and you're like, oh, where's my last Pikmin? Where's my last Pikmin? I'm looking on the map.
They, like, unload and then reload into the new area. It's so stupid.
And some of them are just carrying stuff in this transition zone. It was a little awkward. So if they can remove that, or, like, try to build...
They literally delete the Pikmin from the map and then re-add them. It's so stupid.
In a certain way where they could remove that, that'd be great. This is more of a nitpick than, like, a really hardcore want. That's probably my least wanted thing in this entire list. But it's still kind of a problem in my eyes, and again, I don't know.
Yep.
Anyways, next is bring back enemies from Pikmin 2. In Pikmin 3, they brought back a lot of enemies from Pikmin 1, but a lot of the enemies from Pikmin 2 were not brought back.
I think the main reason for that is that Pikmin 2 had a lot longer game time and just, like, raw fighting in combat from just the caves, because the caves are less puzzle-based and more combat-based. So it's just, like, a different type of game, and they couldn't kind of give all those enemies a time to shine in Pikmin 3 since it was designed differently with less combat in mind, but hopefully, again, Pikmin 4 is longer, so we'll have a chance to have these enemies back. Dude, the fact that I'm even saying Pikmin 4 like it's a game that's coming out is just, like, kind of fucking with my mind. Literally in my head, it's been so long that I just didn't... Like, Pikmin 4 was like a myth. It was like a meme. It's just like... You know, like Sonic, like Half-Life 3. You know the Half-Life 3 meme, where it's like, yeah, Half-Life 3 or whatever, like Portal 3 or something like that. It's like, or like Mother 4 or something like that. You know, or Earthbound 4, I guess. It's so weird.
This is why I say on multiple occasions that I feel like Pikmin 3 is just an alternate sequel, an alternate Pikmin 2, an alternate sequel to Pikmin 1, because they barely bring anything back from Pikmin 2, and one of the main reasons I feel like that is that there's a lot of enemies, big common enemies in Pikmin 2.
Yeah, Pikmin 3 really seems like a sequel to Pikmin 1 more than a sequel to Pikmin 2. Like, Pikmin 2 is like a spin-off or some shit.
More established that they come back from Pikmin 3, like a lot of types of Bulborb, for example, the Hairy Bulborb, the Fire Bulborb.
I love how different the games are, though. I really do. Like, after having, like, Pikmin 3 for 9 years existing, and, like, you know, going back to playing it alongside 2 and 1, I really appreciate all the differences, like, to the core design between all the Pikmin games, and I hope Pikmin 4 tries to be unique in that regard as well, and not just be like another Pikmin game, you know? I want like something that really makes it stand out.
I loved the Fireball Bulborb. I think it's called
Also, I love that they're calling it Pikmin 4. I really didn't want Pikmin to go into a direction where they just start like subtitling it. Like, I know there was a rumor going around that it was gonna be like a reboot and it was gonna be called like Pikmin World or something like that. I just like that they're numbered, especially now that Hey Pikmin is out. Like, it kind of solidifies it as like a spin-off and not, you know, the 4th game in the main series, which I think a lot of people already thought of it as a spin-off, but, you know, there's some dumbasses since there's so little games in the franchise. That's right! The real Pikmin 4. So I'm glad that that kind of dispels it. Yeah, I really like that it's just like a numbered series, like 1, 2, 3, 4. I like that a lot.
Hairy Bowblax. I really like that enemy. It didn't come back in Pikmin 3. There's a lot. There's the jellyfish enemies. There's some of the there's the cannon larvae that was red that homed on with the boulder. And of course there was a couple enemies in Pikmin 1 that weren't transitioned into Pikmin 2. But most enemies in Pikmin 1 were transitioned to Pikmin 2. The only ones off the top of my head that weren't were the Gulax and the normal armored cannon beetle. That's probably about it. There wasn't much. Oh yeah, and the clams. But that's about it. But in Pikmin 3, they removed a ton of really cool enemies from Pikmin 2. And one that I really missed was Bobmin. This brings me to another point. Bring back Bobmin. Just like in Pikmin 2, don't have them so you can keep them. Just bring them.
I almost forgot Bobmin existed, to be honest. I need to get back to playing I was on like a big Pikmin kick like a year or 2 ago. You guys might have noticed that I was streaming it a lot. But I haven't played it in a while. I've been on a big Sonic kick recently. But I'll probably get back into my Pikmin kick sometime in 2023, like after I'm done like playing Sonic Frontiers. You know, oh my god. Now I have 2 games I'm really hyped for, Pikmin 4 and Sonic Frontiers. I have not been this hyped for video games in like a decade, I swear. The last time I was really hyped for a video game to this extent was leading up to the release of Mario Odyssey. Like, that was like, I was really excited to play that. Not even as excited as I am for Frontiers or Pikmin 4, though. The last time I was this excited for a game was Pikmin 3, actually.
Them sort of limited, maybe in caves or maybe even
We need a yawn counter, bro. You need caffeine. Yeah. Well, after the stream, I'm gonna go back to bed, so I'm not gonna have caffeine now. But yeah.
Where like they can't go into the enemies and they're like, and automatically die at the end of the day. But yeah, just bring back Bobman. They were so cool. They were like this overpowered type of Pikmin. They were immune to everything, and they were just so cool. They're obviously a little too overpowered to keep, but they were a nice little thing to have when you found them. So don't make them a big part of the game, but add them back. They were really cool. Anyways.
Oh yeah.
Another nitpick I have in Pikmin 3, a really big nitpick. No, don't bring back linear objectives to beat the game. In Pikmin 3, obviously your goal was to get fruit, but your main goal was actually to track down the Cosmic Drive Key, find all the signals, find all.
So yeah, basically what in all the other Pikmin games, so in Pikmin 3 or Pikmin 1, the goal is to get all 30 ship parts, and they're scattered about you know, all the areas. Pikmin 2, you needed to get a certain amount of money to pay off debt via treasures, also scattered all throughout the game. Pikmin 3 is the same with fruit. You got to get fruit to survive longer days. But honestly, you don't even need that much fruit. The main goal in Pikmin 3, they changed it, is that like they're trying to track down their cosmic drive key. So every time you go to an area, there's like a new objective where it's like, go to this area to like try and find the cosmic drive key, and it will lead you to a big boss, and then it'll get you an item that will unlock the next area where the cosmic drive key could possibly be, and repeat until you actually get the cosmic drive key. So it was very like, the main goal is just to get to the boss of the area, and that's it. Whereas in the other Pikmin games, is to get all of these items in whatever order you want scattered about. And there's still those items to collect, but they're not needed to beat the game. That's just for 100%, and you need some fruit to like stay alive. Honestly, I think I've seen people beat the game with only like collecting like 1 or 2 fruit, even though there's like 64 or like 68 in the game. So I still 100% agree with everything in this video so far. Obviously I gotta wait for Alexa to shut the fuck up about my morning meds. Okay. Yeah. So I was about to get banned. Okay, I'll look into that later. I just want to finish this and then I'll get off and look at everything. Don't worry, guys. You don't need to update me on stuff. I'll look into that later. I will take my meds. Jeez, I don't need to take them the second my reminder sets off. I can do it. Not super strict timing. No more linear objectives. Yeah. I want it to go back to just being about collecting the certain amount of items you need in order to beat the game, rather than getting, you know, to a boss or a specific area in the map each time, because it gives you more freedom. Again, it's the same thing as like the having all the Pikmin types early. It just gives you more freedom to finish the game in any order you want. That was the beauty of Pikmin, in my opinion. You know, in a similar way of like Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey, in the fact that like, or maybe more similar to Mario Odyssey, because there is some sort of natural progression. It isn't just you can do anything right away, you know. There's still some stuff you build up to, but yeah, it's like Mario Odyssey where you can like go and get any, you know, you need a certain amount of moons, but you can get any moon you want. So yeah, we definitely need that back. And I am pretty confident that they will bring that back, because, again, as I said earlier, when Pikmin 3 came out, it was during the time of, like, New Super Mario Bros., you know, Mario Galaxy 2, 3D World, 3D Land. Maybe I could come up with a non-Mario example. But, or Skyward Sword, that's another good example, where, like, Nintendo was, being more linear and trying to appeal to, like, a more casual audience with their franchises. So but ever since Mario Odyssey, they've seemed to change their approach, so hopefully that translates into Pikmin 4 as well, which I think it will.
Beat the game that way, and just get enough fruit along the way to survive with your juice supply, which was actually extremely easy. So the problem with a linear objective for me is that it kind of takes away of the whole like collectathon feel of Pikmin. Pikmin's always been about collecting X amount of items to beat the game, but in Pikmin 3 they changed that, where you just have to find all the bosses, beat all the bosses, and rescue Olimar at the end, and then just everything else was just to help you along your way. It wasn't really the main objective. I'd really like to return to just collecting everything as the main objective, because having these linear objectives makes it more like... The thing I like about Pikmin so much is that you can do anything in basically any order once you unlock all the Pikmin in all the areas, and you can just explore yourself. But in Pikmin 3, it's always like, oh, you have to find Cosmic Drive Key, oh, you have to find Olimar, and then you do all that, and it's like, the game's over. It's like, I want to collect everything. I want to be like this mastermind over all these Pikmin and collect everything and be like, haha, and stuff, and hoarding everything. And of course you can do that in Pikmin 3, but you can't really do it the same way. Like, I don't know. I'm probably not explaining myself too well, but
yeah, not as articulate back then, as I said.
That's just how I feel about it.
When is this coming out? Pikmin 4? Next year sometime.
You can expand on that in the comments and discuss about it. I'll be replying to comments, so yeah. Anyways, something that's that I really...
Yes! 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 Oh!
Poison me.
Yeah! Why would they be sleeping in? They'd probably need to wake up, bro, for work.
Really wants, just personally, and isn't really a big gameplay mechanic, but I'd really like white Pikmin to spit acid in the Pikmin short
Thank you
movies.
for linking
the
that.
third one, the longest one, the best.
Okay, this is a really interesting theory, and I hope I show a screenshot of it, but I don't think I do. But in the Pikmin shorts, there's this move that the white Pikmin do that isn't in the games at all, where they like spit out acid, and it like melts something. And ever since I saw that, I think the idea of Pikmin with a ranged attack is really cool. And I actually think this is going to happen, because we're running out of things that you can do with different Pikmin types, right? But one really cool idea that everybody had since the release of Pikmin 2 was winged Pikmin, Pikmin that can fly. And then they got implemented into Pikmin 3. I think the next logical step in terms of like cool things that Pikmin should be able to do is have a ranged attack. I know not a lot of people are talking about it. I think I'm the only person who's mentioned it. But I think that is a natural direction to go for sure. Instead of just because I don't want a lot of these Pikmin types fall into this pitfall of like, okay, add a new hazard and then add a new Pikmin type to deal with said hazard, and I don't think that's interesting. Like adding like, I don't know, black Pikmin and then smoke that only black Pikmin can, you know, deal with or whatever. It's like, okay, you just made a new obstacle and a new Pikmin type just to say you made a new Pikmin type. I want something like genuinely new that can be added, right? Like with rock Pikmin, it isn't just they just added crystal. They also added, you know, in general, they are better at fighting because you're literally like throwing them as a stone, you know? So, yeah. I really want the new Pikmin types in Pikmin 4 to be something that isn't just like new type, new hazard to deal with it. Or new hazard, new Pikmin type to deal with said hazard. I feel like that's really lazy.
One,
and just adds new types for no reason. So yeah, I think if they do this though, they'll do it with a new Pikmin type. I don't think they'll go back and change how white Pikmin work. But they could. I don't know. They added stuff to yellow Pikmin as the games went on, so... And they adjust Pikmin types all the time, you know, throughout the games all the time. Well, every decade, whenever a new game comes out. They've always changed attributes of Pikmin. The only Pikmin who has consistent attributes is... No, they added stuff to blue. It's probably a red Pikmin. Red Pikmin are the only Pikmin that never changed. And obviously Rock and Wayne, because they were only in Pikmin 3. But yeah, red Pikmin are probably the only Pikmin that haven't really changed at all. So
acid and melt steel. This is the first time we've ever seen white Pikmin do this. It's like a special ability that white Pikmin had that we never knew about. I think this will happen. This is more of a prediction than a want. This is a want, but it's more of a prediction. White Pikmin spitting acid in the next Pikmin game would be awesome. Imagine if there was like a steel wall that you couldn't break down with bomb rocks and you only could do white Pikmin. And then you get your white Pikmin to work on them and they all just spit out acid like blah, 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 blah on the wall and it melts down slowly.
Damn.
That'd be so cool. I know there's like kind of too many walls that there's too many Pikmin that are just like, oh, we break down this wall. Let's make a new hazard and then a new Pikmin and then voila, like, oh.
Wow, I'm literally saying the exact same things I did say back then.
Oh, crystal walls, rock Pikmin.
You have a streaming schedule? I'm never gonna stream at this time ever again, to be fair. I don't have a streaming schedule, but usually if I do stream, it'll be like 12 hours from now or like 10 hours from now. It'll be like, you know, 8 p.m. PST, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. PST, that type of stuff that I start. And then I'll go like past midnight.
Electricity walls, yellow Pikmin, brown Pikmin break down grass walls. Ugh. You know, that's kind of a little generic at this point, but
This is just an exception because Pikmin 4 got released and I want to talk about it, or announced. And I'm almost done with the stream. After this video, I'll end the stream. So the stream will go on for like 15, 20 more minutes. I appreciate you guys being here, though.
It's so cool. Like, I don't know. This is the idea of white Pikmin spitting acid. And maybe they won't use it for a wall. Maybe they would actually use it in combat. Like, what? Oh my god, I came up with this wand on the fly just now. But think about it. What if white Pikmin were ranged attackers? Up until now, every Pikmin has been melee combat. But what if white Pikmin are the first Pikmin to kill enemies from a distance?
I guess this is the first time I've ever thought of it. But I've had this idea in my head consistently since this day, so...
With their acid, they're like...
This is where I came up with it, I guess, though.
They put it on the enemy and then they get damaged without white Pikmin being right there. Or maybe add a range attack to another type of Pikmin. That would be so cool. Oh my god. That was just... Oh my god. In Pikmin 3, something that they did was really expand.
Clearly, it's an idea that resonated with me. I still have it actively in my head 7 years later.
And the combat of different types of Pikmin. With rock Pikmin...
I love that all of my opinions from back then are just like the same as now without me even knowing it. Like, I'm still that same fucking person, dude.
But do extra damage by throwing them, but subsequent attacks wouldn't do as much.
Even though it was like so long ago.
Fly, so they'd be better like with organization and stuff. But they were weaker in combat, and then they also weakened white Pikmin in combat and stuff. And then red Pikmin are still a little stronger than others for fighting. Expanding combat even more for Pikmin 4 with like ranged attacks and different types of like this Pikmin does this amount of damage. Instead of just having Pikmin overcome obstacles with their typage, having them for specific purposes in combat, not exactly required, but more preferred and beneficial for a certain...
Exactly what I just said prior. Damn,
that
holy shit.
Amazing, just making the Pikmin types more like... I feel like using white Pikmin here to attack, even though I could use rock Pikmin, so it's more like a preference thing than like, oh, I need rock Pikmin here, or oh, I need white Pikmin here. That would be awesome. Next, I want them to bring back the Picklepedia from Pikmin 2. In Pikmin 3, there was like a fruit log.
They did this in Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
Which was...
So I can skip this.
Traits and next optional night mode. In the Pikmin unique idea that I came up with. Yeah. Okay, my next want is another like unique idea that I came up with, which is add an optional night mode in the Pikmin games. When it becomes night, you have to go up to the surface because all the enemies wake up and they go crazy and they're like, ah, I'm gonna eat all my Pikmin. And usually in Pikmin games, especially in Pikmin 1, you have a limited amount of days and you want to do things quickly. What if you had an option where instead of going up and being safe for the night in your ship, you could
So yeah, basically the concept here is that like the way it works in Pikmin lore is that every day you have you're so passionate. I still am. I'm just like tired, so I can't be as passionate. So in Pikmin there's this thing where it's like you have the certain amount of days and each day lasts 15 minutes and you try to beat it in the least amount of days possible. There's a 30-day limit in Pikmin 1, unlimited in Pikmin 2. And as many fruit as you get, usually like if you 100% up to a 100-day limit in Pikmin 3. Pretty much unlimited as well, Pikmin 3, let's be real. Anyway! The canonical reason of why you only have 15 minutes each day, or like you have each like in-game day to be on the planet and then you have to kind of reset, is that there's enemies at night, right? And the night mode idea is that you can increase the length of time you have in a day, but it at the cost of making the game, the area and the game like way harder and way more dangerous. So you can continue exploring at night, but like it's really hazardous and you could lose a lot of Pikmin doing it. So it's only if you really want to save time and you really want to get like your high score, like your day high score lower. Because Pikmin's a game that you play over and over and over again in order to like lower the amount of days you can beat the game in as you like improve. It's kind of similar to Luigi's Mansion in that way, like getting more gold or whatever. It has like that kind of arcadey style of like trying to get a high score, especially in Pikmin 1. Less so in Pikmin 3, but still to a great extent, and even less so in Pikmin 2. But regardless, I think that idea could be pushed even further by being able to give yourself extra time in exchange for making the game more difficult.
Stay on the surface overnight, and and continue to your day, essentially.
It's
double the length of your
it
day,
seems
just
like
shorter
a
amount of days.
interesting trade-off.
But at
Yeah.
night, the enemies are so much harder. It's like a brutal version of Pikmin, like final boss level material just in normal areas. That would be awesome. And maybe if they could expand it to have like only to have it like
It would be a good way to make the game more difficult too, because honestly, Pikmin 2 is pretty difficult, but honestly, Pikmin 3 is pretty easy, even with like the new difficulty modes that they added. By the way, there was no difficulty mode in the Wii U version, but in the deluxe version, they added difficulty modes, and even with the hardest difficulty mode in Pikmin 3 Deluxe, it's still way too easy. So this would be like a good way of adding difficulty, which it seems like is already an idea Nintendo has on their mind due to Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Again, a lot of these wants have been implemented into Pikmin 3 Deluxe, so I'm hoping that the rest of them can be implemented into Pikmin 4 eventually. If all of these things came true for Pikmin 4, I'd be ecstatic, but I think at least a couple should. I don't know, there's a lot of good ideas. You can do a lot of things with the Pikmin franchise, which is another reason why, beyond just liking the franchise, that I'm like so upset with like, or disappointed with like how infrequently games are released in the franchise, with this being like the first one in almost a decade, and the gap between Pikmin 2 and 3 being also 9 years. As Miyamoto said in the Direct, the franchise has been going on for almost 21 years at this point. And that's what's disappointing about it, because there's so much potential in the Pikmin franchise in particular. It isn't just a series that's like one and done. Like, you did the concept, you did it well, there's not much you can add, move on, right? I think there's so much potential to add more and evolve the concept so much further. I think like this is a franchise that deserves sequels, even more so than Splatoon. Like, I think Splatoon could work better as just like one game and never having another game again, more so than Pikmin being one game and never having another game again. I love Splatoon, by the way, though. That's not a diss on Splatoon. I'm just saying, like, once you played one Splatoon, you played them all. Whereas with Pikmin, I feel like each one is like it's worth playing all 3 Pikmin games. Whereas Splatoon, it's just the same thing but better, I guess. I don't know. I just wish there was more Pikmin games, is basically what I'm saying.
usually at the end of the day,
You're gonna make Augie mad? I think I play Splatoon more than Augie. I love Splatoon, but like, you gotta admit, like, once you get Splatoon 3, there's no reason to go back to Splatoon 2 or 1. Well, there is some reasons, but very little. And like, I guess there is stuff you can expand with Splatoon, but the concept was so well realized in the first one that anything you add to it is just like quality of life, and it's great, but it's like, with Pikmin, I feel like there's so many like cool, interesting concepts you can add to what was introduced with the first game.
I'm about to be eaten, they're all like scared, like, ah!
And I think that applies to most franchises, like 3D Mario as well, and a bunch of others. But yeah, it's just a shame that basically it's a shame that Pikmin isn't getting more releases, because I think there's stuff you can improve on.
Maybe they could add a new type of Pikmin where they're immune to getting scared at night or getting scared to other things like those little bugs that came out of the eggs in Pikmin 2. I don't know what they were called again. I think I don't really remember what they're called, but you basically open an egg and a lot of them come out and all Pikmin go wah wah wah! Maybe there could be a new type of Pikmin where they're immune to being scared and they also light up naturally, like light bulb Pikmin, and then you use them in this night mode to kill enemies more effectively. So essentially,
yeah, that'd be cool. So if wah wah wah, that's what the Pikmin sound like. Yeah, if there's a night mode, there'd be a reason to have like another type of Pikmin, which would be like a bright light Pikmin to help like light the way, because it'd probably be hard to see at night too, right? So it wouldn't just be like increase in enemy, but it would be a decrease in vision. You gotta kind of memorize the map from like during the day, but if you wanna, that'd be really cool. See, like with the night mode, like there's just so much potential, and it would be like ingrained into the game like so naturally. I don't know.
You're playing an optional night mode where the game's harder and you only can use a certain type of Pikmin that is only immune to being scared.
Developers should pay you to be a consultant. True. Maybe they watch these videos. Who knows, man. But yeah, I trust them to do a good job, because with Pikmin 3 Deluxe, again, all the improvements they made to that game were like so good, and some of those improvements I mentioned in this list before the game actually came out, of course, as something I want in the sequel. So
scared. So if there's any like water hazard or electricity hazard that there would be in the day, you can really fix them. Except I guess you can bring out your yellow Pikmin, and once every enemy along the way is defeated, you can.
By the way, I think part of the reason why I'm so in depth with this, besides liking the franchise so much as well, is that like I've always aspired to be like, especially when I was younger and even now, kind of like a game designer. Not necessarily like, you know, creating art or creating the worlds or doing the programming or whatever, but more so like conceptually. Like I think I'm really good at coming up with like game concepts. And I have actually quite a few like game ideas in my head, but I've never said them really online because I don't want anyone to steal them. I don't really know who I could trust to like tell in order to like get those games like developed, like hire a developer, artist or whatever, but like yeah, I'm very much into kind of theory crafting like cool like gaming experiences, I guess.
Bring your yellows to like break down an electricity gate with no enemies around it because you kicked all their asses with the light luminescent Pikmin. But that's just an idea. I think it'd probably be better just to have the night mode and have the harder enemies, but without that luminescent Pikmin idea. That's just something that popped up in my head. But it'd actually probably be better to not have those type of Pikmin and just have it an optional night mode where you can extend your time of the day, but the enemies are much harder and they all roam around and like stuff. Kind of like, think about it.
I hope there's a demo for Pikmin 4 before it comes out too, like they did with Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
Think of them like the ball bears from Pikmin 2. In Pikmin 2, the ball bears had their babies following them and they were roaming around, they were always away.
You can tell that Nintendo feels the same way about Pikmin that I do, that like they want it to be more popular, but it just isn't, and they have to do what's financially viable for their business, right? Like Pikmin's 100% a passion project for them. Other studios would have given up on the idea completely. Like the fact that there's a demo and everything, and they're like trying to like push it with like Pikmin Bloom and everything. Like they know that like people aren't into it, but like the thing with Pikmin is that like, and I've seen this time and time again. I've seen this so many times with so many new Pikmin fans. It's like I wasn't interested in the game, but then I tried it on a whim, or someone showed it to me, or I was forced to try it or whatever, and then I fell in love with it. It's like something that isn't like attractive for people like initially looking at it, but once they get into it, they love it. Which, you know, other franchises like Splatoon and stuff, they don't have that same issue because it's just way more appealing, I guess. I don't know. It's hard for me to imagine because I grew up with the franchise. Like literally, like I was like 5 or 8 or whatever, and like I started thinking, and then I started playing Pikmin. So, and my mom like picked it up for her to try, and I just fell in love with it. So I really can't relate from having that perspective of like not being into it, but yeah, like literally, even if you think it looks bad, like just for me, guys, like play the demo, give it a try. Worst case scenario, you waste 30 minutes of your life. Like who cares, right? 100, just try it. Like try it.
Roaming around, and that was super scary. Just imagine that on every.
If you are watching, like if you haven't played Pikmin and you've been watching the stream for like it's almost 2 hours now, the stream length. Maybe you have been watching for a shorter amount of time, but like yeah, just use that same amount of time to play Pikmin 3 demo. Maybe you won't like it, that's fine, but like seriously try it out, cause like not just cause like oh I want the game to sell better or whatever, but like I think it's a fun game, and I think you're doing yourself a disservice by not at least trying it.
Every enemy in the game.
Like for your own enjoyment. It's not for me, but it's for your own enjoyment.
Roaming around, going crazy, like yam yam yam. That'd be awesome to have. So
I really need a poo. But there's 3 minutes left. But I really need a poo. Okay, everyone, while I'm gone pooing, download the Pikmin 3 demo on Switch right now. Alright, while I poo. Fuck. Dude, I can't believe the gap between Pikmin 3 and 4 is bigger than the gap between 2 and 3. And that was a 9-year gap. 10 fucking years. That's way too long. And I hope the gap between 4 and 5 is not as big. But that was a fast shit. Yeah, I really needed to go. I was trying to hold it in for the rest of this because we're almost done, but I couldn't. Dude, I really needed to go. But yeah, but when Pikmin 3 came out, I was like, yes, the franchise is back on track. The gap between 3 and 4 will not nearly be as long. And here we are. Literally. Yes, I did wash my hands. Literally. Just longer. Fuck, man. So, like, I say I want the gap between Pikmin 4 and 5 to be shorter, and I think it will be. But then, you know, could be 2030. Could be 2033, and then, you know, I have egg on my face. I don't know.
So, if you're a noob, you could just go up for the day and be like, ah, I'll just wait till morning. Or if you were a hardcore player and you want to get the game done in like, shorter amount of days, you could be like, I'm gonna tackle this night mode, and I'm gonna have a better score for beating
Lick my
this
hand
game,
to prove it.
but I'm gonna risk, having harder enemies to deal with. My next point is, make my very last want number 15 I'm pretty sure I'm on, is, make Olimar the main character again. The Copies were okay, but Olimar is just the main character of the Pikmin franchise. He's the one that's represented at Smash Bros. He's the one with his own amiibo. He is the one in the Pikmin shorts. He is the main character of Pikmin. I would personally prefer to have him controllable, maybe along with the Copians, maybe have like 5 captains.
Yeah, I mean, this final want, I don't really care. I mean, I like Olimar better than the Copians, Olimar and Louie, but I mean, I cared about the Pikmin story back in 2015. This is like the one thing that's changed with me from 2015. Everything else I agree with, but like, at this point, yeah, I'm just, I don't care enough about, I care way more about the gameplay than, and obviously I cared more about the gameplay than story back then too, but I'm at a point now where I'm like, I don't care who I play as. I could play as like a literal like piece of shit walking around. I just want to play Pikmin, man.
Especially if there's online story mode co-op, and you can have 5-player co-op or a 3-player co-op with like, oh, I have Brittany and Charlie, and you have Alpha and Olimar, and then someone.
But yeah, I don't know if Olimar. I mean, based on this image that we got for Pikmin 4, it looks like it's either Brittany, and the Copians again, or it's a brand new character. Do Copians have pointy ears? I want to look up Brittany Pikmin, but like I know that like Rule 34 is gonna come up, but I'll try. Okay. Yeah, don't Copians have rounded ears? Wait. Yeah, they have rounded ears, right? And then, the Hawkatates, which are the guys from the first 2 games, they have pointed ears, right? And here, it looks like she has pointed ears, not rounded ears. Actually, it could be rounded ears. Wait. What is the hair difference? Because Brittany has a different haircut. She has like a cut that... I guess it could... I mean, it could just be a different hairdo. I mean... Could be the same character. But this is a different suit she has. Here. But I don't know. I mean, her color is pink, and this kind of does look pink, but it looks more red. I don't know. I think it might be a different character. Anyway, let's watch the rest of this.
Louie and Brittany or something. Or maybe not necessarily take away the Copians, but make it so there's like 6 captains, where there's President, Louie, Olimar, and then there's Alf, Brittany.
I don't care.
I'm racist. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching.
What?
I highly encourage you guys to comment down below on your wants for Pikmin, or any opinions you might have on my 15 wants that I have shared with you today. But thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, I will see you guys later. Again, sorry for being sick, because I was sick and my voice may sound a little stupid. Bye-bye. Sick, and opinion for watching. Lamar, if you play President, if you decide to play 5 players, you can each have 1, or you decide to play 6 players, you can each have 1 captain, and so on and so forth. That'd be awesome, but if you can't do that, just make it so Olimar is the main character again, because I miss Olimar, and I miss Louis, and I like the Hawkatations a lot more than the Kapais, because, you know, I'm racist. Anyways, thank you guys so much for...
Yeah. Hawkatate over Kapai every single time. So the difference between Hawkatations and Kapaians is like, the Kapaians, they have like open eyes, rounded ears, and then the Hawkatations have, they have, line eyes, bigger noses, and pointy ears. Yeah, the Kapaian noses are different. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Pikmin 4 is I just can't believe it. Holy shit. Anyways, thank you guys for listening to me ramble. Yeah. Good night, everybody.